EDL, we're back after a couple weeks, and I'm over here in a small corner, so we're gonna blow me up. Oh, here we are. We're back. DZ, what's going on? Back with another fucking what do we got? Special guest number 6. We did 5 of them, both Chris's, Robbie, Edwards, Rupp, and now the one and only Peter Coleman. Welcome to the show. Say what's up, Pete, so I can get you on the big screen.
What's up, fellas? What's up? What's going down, man? I appreciate
Perfect.
the invite.
Rocking. Are you wearing a hockey hat now that I'm actually looking at you?
Red
Yes, sir.
Wings.
You're a hockey fan. What?
He's a blood.
since
I just
when?
buy hats. I just buy hats that look dope. To be real with you,
I like it.
I thought this hat looked tight.
It looks
Hey, Nate, real quick. We've gone way too long into the show without giving our congratulations, haven't we?
to Pete.
I mean, yeah, Pete's getting married. Congratulations,
Oh,
man.
shit.
And I'm hoping from the bottom of my heart you guys have like a basketball starting 5 of kids, so you can stop being so sweaty at this dynasty thing and let one of us, actually have the best talented roster in the league.
Bro, that's the end of it.
I appreciate it.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
you literally just signed your death notice, like to as far as the fantasy world, the video game world, the fun world, really.
Don't even listen to him, Pete. I've been married for 3 years, still killing Nate. Still killing Nate.
That's what's
Oh
up.
my God, DZ, you've been miserable for 3 years. Don't lie.
Oh, happiest I've ever been.
All right, hey Pete, congrats, my friend. Thanks for jumping
Hey,
on
thanks,
here with
man.
us. Let me give you a couple shout outs of some random stuff that you're good at, which happens to be the EDL. You have the best record in the EDL regular season wise. 74-36 in weeks 1 through 13. That's 67.3 win percent. That's the best in the EDL. 7 of your 8 years you've had a positive record, so that's good. 3 of the 8 years you've had a plus 10. You've had at least a 10-win season. 3 of the 8 years. There's only one team better. I'd love to talk about it, but I'm not going to because fuck that guy. I think we know who it is.
You talking about Henderson? You talking about Henderson?
Henderson? No.
All right.
No.
Jake Love?
You needed this.
Jake Love?
It's you, DZ, and you needed this year for it. It doesn't even count because you needed this year. Anyways,
That's what's up.
Pete, you've been dominant for quite a while. Playoffs generally every year but one. 2012, 2013 were your worst years, first round exit, but that seems like an eternity ago when it comes to fantasy football. You have 3 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win in 2014, and the past 2 years. Have you made the Super Bowl the past 2 years? Is that right?
I have, man, but I've lost both.
Yeah, so 2 L's, but I mean, I'm giving you credit here. Very successful, Pete. Let's start out. You got any tips? You got any secrets? You got any? What's the move? Do we go drafts? Are the draft the way to do it? The free agency, the trades? Are you paying people off behind doors to get these trades done?
Shut up. Well,
Man, the only tip I shouldn't even give everybody this, but man, just know when to sell is know when to sell, know when to buy.
Know when to sell. Yeah, that's a good fucking move. You did some selling this year. Definitely a lot of trades. We could maybe we'll look at that. You probably know your trades, right? You know your trades
We're all
kind of
probably
off the top of
80%
your
of the
head.
trades.
Yeah, I guess.
we should just do a whole show on Pete's trades after the year.
Just analyze. Did he win or
Yeah.
lose each one of them? I'd say you're probably batting a 60%, which is solid on trades. There's a couple that have slipped through this year that I don't know if they just stick out because I'm looking for a trade for Pete to fuck up on.
We're just looking like, yeah, you fucked up, Pete. It's hard to find.
My preseason, right before the season started, those ones were the worst. I traded Lamar and Dalvin, so
Yeah, Lamar and
those
Dalvin.
were my 2 f ups. But
But you did trade for Dalvin, so you get a plus for that.
and I drafted Lamar because I liked
sir.
what I saw. But dude, that's a problem, man. Is I listened to the naysayers. I started letting it get in my head, and one thing I know too is, man, just go with your own gut. Like, don't listen to people, man, because it will F you over. I was like, man, I don't, I'm gonna get rid of Lamar, but I liked him a lot, and then I just listened to all the hate, and I let it get to me, and just sold him for cheap.
That's true. That's good. That's good. Definitely go with your own eye. Do what you feel. Don't listen to other people because there's a bunch of Twitter fucks that'll just go with the wave, whatever the fuck the move is on Twitter.
Jerome's best friends.
They're riding it. It's been a couple weeks. We didn't do anything last week, Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Took the week off. Family. We're gonna try and get down, but fuck that. We were busy.
Eating turkey.
Eating turkey. We just, family, people in town, whatever. So it's been 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks since we've done the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2. So we've got a little bit of stuff. So I'm just trying to recap and find where we are at. We're going to have plenty of stuff. Pay dirts, Joe dirts, don't exactly know how it's going to go. We're just we're moving. We're moving and shaking right now. So bear with me. So 3 weeks ago, last time we were on the show, we had looked. So I'm just going to glance at weeks 12, week 13, just real quick, just real fucking whatever. Week 11, last time we did the show, was a whatever week after being hot. Since then, we've gotten better. We're back in the point scoring areas, putting up some good stuff before playoff time comes. DZ, you landed in the 300 club back in week 12. That was 2 weeks ago. Congratulations. A couple weeks overdue. 300. Haven't done it in 8 years, and now you're doing it here twice in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, so that's pretty good. We have last week, Russell and Flo, just looking at kind of the high point stuff going on, coming out 281. That's
of course,
the
he
one.
was matched up against me, bro. You already know he was gonna do that.
Pete, don't get me wrong. I was looking at a couple of your numbers, a couple of your stuff. I'm gonna skip that. We'll get into that. Yes, you saw high points last week. DZ, playoffs. We're gonna do a lot of playoff talk. Let me just skip. You got any? You got Birdman this week. High points. That's kind of exciting. You got high points of DZ 2 weeks ago versus high points of last week. Birdman. Could be a 1 versus 8 showdown. We'll see. Point scoring was up. Here, let me kind of keep circling on. My bad. I know you guys can't see this. I got fucking screens popping up, moving around.
Birdman is heating up, though. If you look at his last 2 weeks, he dropped like 216 or something 2 weeks ago, and then the 280. So he's starting to heat up a little bit because he was super cold before that. I don't know if you guys remember. He was on a big losing streak and couldn't really score much.
Snapped the losing streak.
Yeah.
Did he snap that 2 weeks ago, or did he snap that against you?
No, 2 weeks ago. He won. So, yeah, he's starting to heat up. He's getting hot at the right time.
Oh, that's
right. Which
right.
we know in this league can lead you to a Super Bowl. I mean, Tito, Cameron.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
They weren't really like big teams.
2 weeks ago, we had Birdman and Jerome matched up. Now that I remember, we were talking about that. So one of the losing streaks was going to continue. One of them was going to end. Birdman got the win. Jerome's continued. Jerome still continued. That puts Jerome at 8-game losing streak. Is that what we're looking at going in the toilet bowl? Jerome, that's not good. DZ, your winning streak was good up until last week with a 153. So the winning streak of DZ is over.
I got unlucky as fuck. Let's just be real. Unlucky as fuck.
And to be
I'm just trying to route Edwards.
What'd you score the week before that?
I think it was 300.
318.
So you got less than half of what you did the week before that. That's crazy.
How does that make you, real quick, DZ? Hey, what's your concern level? 1 for 10, 10 being the most. Dropping a 104, 105. What was it? That was I don't even know. I haven't even seen that low score, DZ, and my team's trash. Is it a 10? Are you worried? What are you guys doing?
Nate, I'm freaking out right now, bro. I don't know what to do.
Dang.
All right, I'm not even sure who the active winning streak is right now. I'm kind of glancing around. It was supposed to be Seward.
It's
but
Rupp.
Seward, is
It's
it
Rupp. Yeah, he's on 7 or 8. He's got the big one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn, Rupp is still going. All right, we talked about Luckbox Rupp. 186 to 183. That's 2 weeks ago.
Of course.
Last week, where is Rupp?
Last week he actually
271.
scored
He put up 271 last week. You can't hit all Rupp that much, but so we got Rupp with the active winning streak, Jerome with the active losing streak. Big ups to you guys. House cleaning, I haven't really been on in a couple weeks as far as to do the contracts, everything, but everything's pretty much up to date. There hasn't been too much room or people moving or dropping guys and adding contracts since last time I've been on. Confidence pool picks. DZ, are you still in the front in the lead?
I don't know. I had a horrible week. I know that.
Oh man, you did. You're still somehow winning.
It's because I'm going against Matt.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
well, in second right now, Edwards is up. So Matt had a terrible week. You had a terrible week, but Edwards made up some crazy ground. We got 4 more weeks of this to get it right. I'm 95% sure. I mean, if you know 100%, correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe High Points is over. I believe that's a regular season award. 95% sure. I think, Pete, you edged out Dan here. That was pretty good.
It was a battle, bro. He made me work for it.
So
you know, I think this is my 3rd year in a row, High Points.
I was just about to say that. I looked up last year and the year before. I believe that's, take the words out of my mouth, 3 years in a row. 3,254 points. There's only 3. I counted 3 earlier. Yep, only 3 people over here in points for over 3,000 points. Pete, you're facing one of them in round 1. You, DZ, Robbie, the only 3 teams over 3,000 points so far. So congratulations to that. Confidence, power. I mean, we're pretty much just playoff mode, guys. Like a lot of the notes and stuff I got, or a lot of the things that we normally do is regular season stuff. Pete, you even brought up the trades, Dalvin Cook, right?
Yeah, stupid trade.
I was gonna ask.
I own it quick.
I was like, what? I was gonna ask, what's your favorite trade or least favorite trade you made since you got so many of them? But you kind of. Do you have any trades that maybe? Okay, let's say you're in playoffs right now. Everyone's got a puncher's chance come playoff time. Do you have any trades that you feel has put you in good position for the next following 3 weeks? Did you make any trades looking at the playoff schedule this year? Did you do anything as far as those kind of down the road thoughts?
I mean, not really. I got Matt Ryan from you. I don't know what he's going to do. You know, he's kind of like a wild card. I hope he kills it, but especially with Daniel Jones getting hurt with the high ankle sprain, he's pretty much the only quarterback I got now. And, you know, just my free agency ads have really been helping me, man. Like, Shaq Barrett's been hot. I got Jacob Hollister. I got some running backs for depth. What's that? The Scarborough guy, and Williams kind of had a crappy week, but I didn't really make too much trades because my team was already pretty much set up. You know what I mean? Like my starting lineup was set up coming in. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little worried, but we'll see what happens.
I'm trying to think, P. I think, DZ, you got anything you want to add? I think we're pretty much ready for interview time. I can't think of anything to do besides just basically jump into playoff mode.
Let's get into it.
All right. I don't know if you guys saw, but we did put up God, my screen's all – can I zoom out just a hair? Oh, here we go. We did put up the playoff matchups here on the screen at the bottom of the page. You will see the Toilet Bowl matchups, which I'll put that to the top. So everything is set in stone. Pete, we're going to talk playoffs. I think we're going to do some pay dirt, Joe dirt, just over the past couple weeks. Just fly through it because we got
just
so
much.
For
this week.
Just for this week. That's
I
fine.
have last week's, but I was going to post them Edwards wanted me to, and I just moved on with my life and didn't do it. So I apologize.
Yeah, it's kind of forgotten now, man. We got so much stuff going on, getting into the playoffs and stuff. I don't think it's a big deal.
All right, Pete, you little interview, will rack your brain a little bit.
Let's do it.
Super Bowl appearance 2 of the past 2 years. Past 2 years, you've been Super Bowl runner-up. A lot of people have that's been on the show when we say, you know, pick whatever, pick this, pick that, have picked you and, you know, DZ, which we're going to talk about in a sec, but have picked you to be a Super Bowl representative again. You have come in the 4 seed, maybe not where we expected. What is your confidence level? You got Birdman, DZ, Robbie, and yourself in the same side of the bracket. What's your confidence level as far as making the big dance again? Giving yourself a shot at the championship.
I mean, I feel like I put myself in position to be projected to win every week, which is which is my goal. You know, I'm always projected to win by 30. You know, if I face DZ or something, it'll probably be lower, but I should be projected to win. So, I mean, I feel good about that. Now, in terms of, like, how my year's been, I don't know, man. When you put up high points and have the best all-play record and end up 8-6, you just don't feel confident, man. You just catch everyone on their hottest week. You know, like, bum players blowing up. So I'm just so used to it now. I've kind of become numb to it. Like, I'm just kind of expecting Robbie to drop 280. You know, we'll see what happens. But
I mean, Robbie's no slouch, even though he's coming a little, like we said, 2 over 3,000 or 2. One, you guys are 2 of the 3 over 3,000 points scored. He's got.
We're all on one side too. I didn't even know that you brought that up, but all 3,000 point scores are on one side of the bracket. So.
Is that the strong side?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, you already know.
Super Bowl's coming out of our side. You hear me, Rupp? You hear me, Seward?
Oh, man.
I mean, we got the best 2 all-play records, right? Me and DZ.
3 best. Robbie's third.
Robbie's
Robbie
third?
third?
Damn. Jeez.
I didn't even know that. That's pretty
Birdman's
impressive.
4th. No, I'm just kidding. I made that up.
Birdman's pretty high, over 5, or it's not 4th, but I mean, I guess he's low. Oh my God! Hey, Birdman and
This is ahead of Rupp.
and Seward have the same all play. Did you know that?
That's crazy.
Wild. Hey, the EDL
What?
the EDL world is a wild place. Both 79-64, 55%.
Birdman's had a tough-ass schedule, too. I know we were mocking the whole luck thing, but I'm telling you, there's really some play into that if you really look into it, you know.
Birdman's
He's had a pretty
actually
rough schedule.
Birdman's actually ahead of Rupp in the all play.
All right, Pete. Out of the other side of the bracket, so we obviously listed everybody that's on our side. Other side, we got matchups of Edwards and Seward, and then Tito and Rupp. Let's pretend you make Super Bowl. Who do you not want to see? Who is the one out of those 4 that you're just like, give me any of the other 3?
All right, it's hard to put it like this because I want to see Rupp. I want to smash his face in, but I definitely think Rupp is the best. It's the luckiest team, and he's the hottest team. And if I had to pick a team that could win it all, I think it's Rupp. So his team is on fire. I mean, he's just a bunch of situations. That trade he made with Chris is just huge, man. Like freaking Geis is balling out of his mind right now on like 10 carries a game. You know, Kareem Hunt's getting like 15 a week, playing second running back. He's got the Bengals coming up. I mean, I don't know, man. Rupp's pretty scary, you know?
All right, let me flip it on you. We'll say Rupp of the 4 is the one you're like, give me whatever. Who's the one of the 4? Who's the guy that you're like, give me him in the Super Bowl? That's a done deal.
We got Seward,
Edwards, Tito, and Rupp. Who's a done deal?
Shit, man. Out of those guys,
Tito?
I'd probably take Edwards. I feel like I own the dude.
I don't have any of the numbers. It's possible. All right, who the pass? Okay, no. So Edwards is your pick.
Yeah, I mean, just going off of like, I want to shut his crybaby ass up too. You know, I'm unlucky. Like it would be nice just to drop like 280 on him. You know.
Yeah. Is there any sort of thought for a revenge Super Bowl, maybe against Tito? Does that pique your interest at all, or you don't give a shit?
I don't give a shit, man. I mean, he's such a good winner that he really didn't even rub me the wrong way, man. You know what I mean? Like, he was humble. He paid a lot of respect to me, and I don't know. He's a good dude. I have like no ill will towards him or anything.
That's fair. I'm trying to give you questions that's gonna stir something up. You know, you can't be.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on.
On me.
Fuck Tito, man. I fucking hate that guy.
Perfect. That works much better for me. All right. Hey,
Right.
We're going through the fantasy playoffs. You got 3 weeks. What player on your roster can put the team on his back and get it done? What player is winning you the championship this year?
Damn, that's a good question, man. I mean, honestly, bro, I need someone from Barkley, bro. Like, all the hype, all the bullshit that we talk about this dude, and he really hasn't done nothing for me this year. Like, seriously. You know, I need him to have, like, a dope 3-game stretch. Like, where he's giving me a minimum of 20, you know?
He hasn't scored 20 since week 8.
I know. It's been pretty ugly. You know, I need him to be big. I also need Nick Chubb. You know, he's got some good matchups, but the whole damn timeshare with Kareem Hunt, I don't know, it kind of sucks, you know?
Right.
Hunt's getting a bigger piece of the pie than I anticipated.
All right, you have let me see. I got a couple others. I wish I would have done more playoff questions now that I'm looking at it. Who's your favorite player on your team? Growing attachment, favorite player. We'll say not a superstar. Some random guy that's your favorite.
I mean, it's easy for me. It's Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, you love that guy. I know that much.
Yeah, he's
a superstar.
Consistent. He's a beast. I mean, yeah, he probably is a superstar.
McLaren.
I like McLaren a lot. Yeah, I mean, if I'm probably not going to use him much in the playoffs, but I really like McLaren. You know, his quarterback situation sucks, but from what I watched, the film and everything, I love the kid, dude. Like, Jerome offered me a couple good trades for him, and I couldn't do it. You know, I'm gonna hold on to him and just see what happens because I like what I see.
Yeah, they get a good quarter. Why am I picking my shit? So you got so I'm just gonna skim through these last couple, so we get to playoff stuff. But you got you got 2 future draft picks in the first round next year. Have you looked at any of kind of the young guys coming out? What you're doing to retool your team? You have 2 picks this year, Seward's and Jerome's. Is that right, or is Jerome's could be traded for something different?
No, I got Jerome's. I got a top 4 guaranteed pick. It'll probably be 4, knowing Jerome throwing in the towel, but it's cool. I don't blame him. He's got to do what's best for his franchise. So,
are you looking to add a running back or receiver, or haven't decided?
I mean, I'm probably gonna go running back. You know,
EPA.
It just seems like the way to go. Like, for the top 4 pick, I really like my guy from Wisconsin, Taylor.
Yep, he's a beast.
I mean, I like him a lot. He might not be there, but that's kind of my guy right now. I've been watching more college ball, even though I'm not a big college ball, football watcher. But I've been watching the last few weeks, and I love what I see from him. So,
all right, give me your toilet bowl winner, which is also the biggest loser, who cannot get a win in the next 3 in weeks. Okay, hey, I forgot to mention this earlier. I think everybody knows this. Maybe Jerome's the only one that hasn't, but I'll make sure we make note. Toilet bowl doesn't start till week 15. It's only week 15 and week 16. Who is your toilet bowl biggest loser?
Dick Platt.
Dick Platt.
It's Jerome.
You got myself and Jerome in a matchup, and on one side, and then no, my bad. You got myself and Matt on one side, and then Jerome and Casey on the other.
It's Jerome. I'm really hoping you lose, because if you lose, then Jerome will probably try that last week. But if it goes something else, I know he's just gonna throw in the towel. So it's most likely gonna be Jerome is gonna be the Dick Plaque winner.
Big dose of Trey Quinn coming at you.
Pretty much. But I'm not even mad, because he's got to do what's best for his franchise. So I totally understand. He's got to get the best picks he can get, especially since he airballed on a few trades. That Marlon Mack trade's looking like trash.
Oh my God! Hey, Marlon Mack, Ty. I saw a thing today, and don't get me wrong, I feel bad. Like I do.
Shut
I
the hell up, Nate. You don't
both
feel
of these
bad,
guys. Bro. I mean, how am I supposed to know Marlon Mack's going to break his hand? How
Hey.
am I supposed to know that T.Y. Hilton's going to get hurt? And they're just like, let's shut him down for the season.
Hey,
Let's
you
shut
guys
him
are putting
down.
this, just so you guys know, you're putting this on tape. We're judging trades. This might be a little bit too early. Just cautioning you guys on this one.
Hey, let me.
Yeah, I'm
me
playing Robbie. I
celebrate,
need
Dan.
to shut up because Ty is probably going to come back and drop 30
I don't
on
have
me.
much to celebrate. I'm doing it. I mean, I got to take.
I'm
my
just
wins where I can
saying,
get 'em.
you don't want this stuff thrown back in your face next year when Marlon Mack's the number 3 running back or something like that. Something weird.
Either way, it's going to be thrown in my face if it turns out bad.
Probably. You're gonna lose.
All right, Pete. I got 3 quick questions for you. Probably could have sniffed these out, or as we're going, you'll probably be able to. But you got to answer them fast. Got it, Pete?
All right.
All right. Seward or Edwards?
Seward.
Tito or Rupp?
Rupp.
Rupp or Seward?
Rupp.
I like it, Pete. That means you got Rupp coming out of that side of the division. That side. I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you who your Super Bowl prediction is because I would think that you would put yourself in there. But it sounds like what are you guys? The Central? You got the Central representing the Super Bowl right now? That's putting my own
Pretty
context.
much.
That put my own context on your answers. It could have been pretty much anything, but
No, you're right. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Rupp, especially when he's dialed in. The last few years, he hasn't been dialed in. He's been kind of trash. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Rupp's been trash. But when that dude is engaged, he's a monster, dude. He's a monster. Like, I mean, we remember. I mean, dude's the only guy with 2 Super Bowls. He's always given me, the respect that I deserve. And I got to give him the same. He's a beast. And I like what he did, man. I mean, trading a future first for those 2 running backs, dude, to me, that was a steal. I mean, I don't know, man. He's killing the trade game. Fucking Drew Brees for a first. He's just sitting back laughing.
AJ Green for Devin Singletary? Fuck.
AJ Green for Devin.
Hey, Rob, here's your bailout card, motherfucker.
oh man,
I was
AJ
about
Green.
to-
What's AJ Green doing?
He's playing hard to get right now. He's playing.
Oh, that sucks. I'll tell you this, Nate. If I could pick someone not to win, if I had a wish, one team that I don't want to win, it'd be Rupp. I don't want him to get to 3 Super Bowls, bro. We already got to hear him enough with 2.
Man, he's got a chance.
But
for
everybody
3.
helping him out, handing him all those players. It's gonna be he's gonna be a tough out.
So we got DZ, Birdman, Robbie, Pete on one side. Fucking Seward, Edwards, Tito, and Rupp. That's pretty good. Playoffs are here, guys. Playoffs are freaking.
Hey,
it
let me just say
happened
this real
fast. It happened fast.
Let me say this real quick, man. I'm gonna fuck Robbie up. Fuck his single-digit midgets.
Ooh,
Fuck Lamar Jackson.
say it with
I
your
don't give a
chest.
fuck. I'm gonna beat his ass.
Undefeated against
Coming for
Robbie.
you, Robbie.
And it
What's
sounds
up?
like you're undefeated against Robbie.
Yeah, what am I, 11-0, 10-0? Let's make it 12-0. All right, chalk it up. I don't even care, man. Let's go.
I like it. DZ, you wanted to recap last week's stuff, right? Last week's matchups?
Sure.
And do our do our pay dirts, Joe dirts, all that stuff, fly through it, and like let's really crack down on these playoff matchups.
Let's get it.
So I just had to pull it. Can I just hit the back button? Perfect. Let's
Start
look at
us
our
out.
week 13 results. We're gonna start out with Tito getting a win over Edwards. Two people on the same side of the playoffs. Potential matchup for week 15. We'll see. They both got a win, but Tito gets this one done 238.8 to 226.8. Close matchup, only 12 points separate. Let's start with Tito, DZ. Give me your thoughts on his squad, his pay dirt, who got it done.
I got Austin Eckler here with 18.5 points. What's impressive here, I mean, his stat line wasn't that great. He did get saved by a touchdown, but he's been very productive, even with Melvin Gordon back in the lineup. And I'm looking at his thing. He's only had one game in the single digits all year. Still a good fantasy option for Tito.
And who was his Joe Dirt?
Hey, DJ Chark here, 2 catches, 47 yards. He's still the number 8 receiver in the league, Nate, but he was in the top 5 earlier in the year. He's kind of slipping later in the year.
Yeah, past couple weeks. Yeah, past 3 of the past 4 weeks been a little bit off. Let's look at Edwards' team. Give me his pay dirt.
I got Robert Woods here, 13 catches, 172 yards, 30.2 points in this one. Maybe this is like a little I'm sorry for no showing the Chicago game a couple weeks ago on Sunday Night Football.
No kidding. And give me his Joe Dirt.
Hey, Drew Brees, what the fuck? I mean, you can't handle the Atlanta Falcons team here. A couple weeks back, he had 11 points against Atlanta. This week, only 13.1. The week sandwiched in between, he had 27.6 against a really good Tampa team. He had 20 or a really bad Tampa pass D, and then he had 28 against a pretty good Panther pass D. What do you guys think? Is this trade worth it? I mean, he don't have to play the Falcons the rest of the year, so maybe he can finish strong in the playoffs here.
For Breeze?
Yeah.
Next week, scary.
Niners, yep.
Yeah, 49ers for this week. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it in a second. Edwards was forced into a bad spot, but I guess only time will tell, right?
Yeah, if he wins, I mean, if Brees produces, then I guess it's cool. But looking at it, it looks bad. I mean, did he even look at the matchups, like going against his Niners, a team he loves? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, just don't make no sense.
I think it was a desperation move.
For sure, but I mean, if you're dangling a first, I'm sure all of us would have been intrigued, like, to throw. I might have thrown Matt Ryan, you know what I mean? Like, plus, I'll get somebody off the waiver wire for that price, Damn.
So let's see. Tito got this win here. Good win for Tito, and I believe. I mean, this had playoff implications. If Tito loses this game, Tito sees Seward. He got the win, so he sees Rupp. Both tough matchups, but Tito, it could have gone either way as far as the seeding goes. So, yeah, we look forward. Because of this win, Tito gets to see Rupp, and Seward gets to see Edwards. Division matchups. Let's move on.
Let me ask you, Nate.
Go ahead.
Who would you rather see if you were Tito?
Seward
if you had your choice.
Seward or Rupp? I mean,
history would say Seward.
Yeah. I probably maybe I'll owe Rupp something at the draft next year, but I would rather see Rupp. I don't know why. I've been choosing him all the time this year as far as the guy to suck, but
Right.
Seward's got a lot of name value, superstar value that are scary pop-off guys. They haven't quite done it where Rupp's team is doing it collectively. But with that, I mean, I think I'd rather see Rupp at this point. Let's move on to our next matchup. Both guys had potential points of getting up to the 300 club. Oh, wait. Tito is 295. Step your game up. Efficiency scores, guy. Come on. Next matchup, we got Pete. We're going along to you. You saw high points. You put up 238.4. Efficiency rating wasn't perfect, but you needed to be damn near perfect to beat Birdman this week, who put up 281.4, had an 88.4 efficiency rating, could have put up 318, but Birdman did very well as far as who to start and, getting him in the lineup. Let's start with Pete's team. Actually, Pete, what the fuck? What the fuck happened?
I mean, I'm third. I think I was like third in scoring.
That's fair.
Face high points. I mean, it's just I've had it all year, bro. Like I'm numb to it. I'm serious. It is what it is. I had a good week. You know what I mean?
Can't be mad at 240.
I didn't even start
really.
Julio. I messed that up, but there was not like it would have helped me win. But I was eating some Thanksgiving dinner. I ain't gonna lie. Like we were like right when the game was starting. Like we were fucking busting out the turkey and the prime rib.
Right.
So
go ahead, DZ. Let's start with Pete's team. Pete did get the L, so we're going to start out with his Joe Dirt. Did you go Julio or a different route?
I mean, I could have went Julio, and I could have went Odell, but with that guy's fragile psyche, I didn't want to do it to him again this week. So I went a different direction. Pete, you touched on this a little bit earlier. I went Nick Chubb. The thing that's concerning here is Hunt actually out-snapped Chubb in this game. 65% of the snaps went to Hunt, 59% went to Chubb. So obviously they were both on the field at the same time in certain situations. But when we talk about Chubb, we were looking for that emergence this year as one of the really good backs in this league. And he started out really nice. But lately, I mean, I've seen a lot of in the teen type scores. I know, Pete, you don't want that. You want minimum 20 a week from this guy. He's going to get there. Just right now, he ain't there yet.
Well, I mean, it sucks because Chubb's, I think he's the leading rusher in the NFL. So it's like, if he's not getting snaps, it ain't his fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the Browns are retarded. I watched the game. Hunt's the passing down back, and they got down to the Steelers. So in the second half, Hunt basically was out on the field more than Chubb because they were down. You know how it is when a team gets down, they bring out their passing down running back. So that was the snap differential there. In a normal game, I mean, I'm thinking against the Bengals, they shouldn't be down like that.
Okay.
Chubb will outsnap him.
Okay, this is the problem. The only problem I have with this, I understand the Kareem Hunt scenario. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And when you talk about Nick Chubb, being a top 3, top 5 redraft dynasty league running back, he's got to get those snaps. He's got to get those. He's got to score more than what he's putting up this year.
We got Nick Chubb with 7 touchdowns. 5 of them have come in 2 different weeks. So 5 of 7 have come in 2 weeks, and both of those 2 weeks were week 6 or before. He only has 1 touchdown since week 7. That's tough. You're gonna need Chubb to get in the end zone as far as the playoffs goes, which is entirely possible. I thought Chubb was gonna ball out. I was completely with you on your predictions and everything you're saying. Preseason of Chubb being that guy, I was buying into all that.
I think next year when they get their shit in order with the coach and shit, and that offense gets going better, I think Chubb is gonna dominate. But this year, I mean, Pete, you got to agree, this is kind of disappointing, especially entering the playoffs. You want to see a more high-powered Chubb, all systems go type thing.
You want a bigger Chubby, is what he's trying to say.
Yes.
I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm not worried about Chubb one bit. I anticipate Kareem Hunt moving on, and you guys are right. I'm a little bit worried for this playoff go. But in terms of the future, I'm not worried at all. And I truly believe, you guys were saying like, I was obviously wrong about Chubb being top 5 or whatever. But the fact that he's dominated and led the league in rushing on that shit team, that shit offense with the shit situation, and now his snap counts being like, and he's still, to me it's like, because look at Odell's numbers. Now that's a joke. When I look at that, I want to laugh. So it's like the fact that Chubb was still producing at such a high clip on such a shit offense with so many problems, it just really makes me happy with him,
God, Odell's.
But I am worried for this playoff round to be, I'm not going to sugarcoat it with you guys. I'm worried about that. But in terms of the future, I can't see them re-signing Kareem Hunt. You got to think he wants to make some damn money. He looks good. It makes no sense for the Browns to pay him, right?
Yeah.
You got to think another team's going to court him, right?
Absolutely. He's in good shape.
Give me your Joe Dirt for Pete's team last week, DZ. I mean, Pay Dirt.
You benched Julio, but Cameron Jordan picked you up pretty nice in this game on Thanksgiving. You had to enjoy this at least. 35.5 in this one, 4 sacks, and that now elevates him to the number 1 defensive lineman in the league.
8 weeks over double-digit points. That's pretty good. I mean, obviously number 1, but he's 30. When is he going to stop? He's getting up there, right? When is Cameron Jordan quitting? It's time to retire.
I don't know, bro. He just keeps balling.
He had 4 last week? Damn. 4 sacks.
Yeah, bro. He's a beast, dude. I mean, what's crazy is my DNs are better than my linebackers. Like, I don't even get that, but
all right,
they are.
You have 238 solid score. Birdman did have high points. Very good week for Birdman. Quality. I think his highest point scoring of the year. I'm gonna look that up as as DZ's talking about. DZ, let's look at Birdman's team. Give me his pay dirt.
Rashard Penny, 74 yards, 33 receiving, 2 touchdowns in this one. I really don't need this. Anytime Birdman, when Penny balls out and scores more than Carson, and Carson still has a good week, that's a bet. I mean, that's his bet. You're probably not going to win that week. I hope I don't see that this week, but Penny and Carson both balled out in this, over 50 points combined.
Yeah.
And yes, Birdman's high points of the year. Good work, Birdman.
Real quick, you also don't want to see Sutton and Golladay ball out of the same week. Like, I don't think they've done that all year, and they did that against me. If they do that against you, he's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah,
if those two
absolutely.
ball out the same week.
Give me Birdman's Joe Dirt.
This guy's made the list a few times this year. He's been really hot the last 3 weeks, but he gets back on this list against a really bad Dolphins defense. Zach Ertz did not play well. Only 5.43 catches, 24 yards, and the Eagles still put up points, but he didn't get no action in this one.
Fucking Birdman got baited by Farrell, his rookie DN. I'm just kind of looking at scores. He put up 26.6 3-4 weeks ago. Started him ever since, and he's combined for less than 10 in 3 weeks. Anyways, good win, Birdman. That is just random fun fact. Good win, Birdman. 281.4 high points, week 13, Thanksgiving week. You were definitely eating on your squad. Let's move forward to another just the unluckiest luck you can get. Just the worst ever. I put up 230 at a 92% and still get the loss. Casey with a 244.8. I don't know how I lost, but I did. DZ, let's start with my squad and let's go with the Joe Dirts. I see some zeros. I see some single digits. Probably
This one's easy. And I don't know why you keep putting him in your lineup, but Demarcus Robinson, this guy's clearly not in the big scheme of things for KC. That's 2 goose eggs in a row, Nate. And the Chiefs dropped 40 points. This guy's dead.
who the fuck is getting the ball? Because I'm working with Seward, and Seward's like, I can't believe I traded for Sammy. Sammy's trash. I don't see Tyreek Hill, like, blowing up. Tyreek put up 10 points for me. Like, who's getting the ball? And why are they not throwing it to my guys?
Recently, it's been Kelsey. Hopefully that continues, but, yeah, I'm with you. It's not like Mahomes is balling out.
Okay, Demarcus Robinson, that's a good one. I put him in a trade because I thought he could help me. But obviously not enough. Who is my pay dirt? Who did help me?
I could have easily went A-Rod here, but I didn't, dude. Fuck that guy. I went Devin White. If you guys if you're on the screen right now, literally click on his point total and just look at the stat line. That is one of the longest stat lines I've seen in a while, man. Defensive fumble recovery, for a touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, 14 fumble yards, 5 interception return yards, 2 assists, 5 tackles, 2 defense, 1 interception, 1 quarterback hit, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 hard unit to impair tree. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy balled out, man, and like he's showing Nate. We talked about this. He probably is the class of this linebacker between him and Devin Bush. This guy is the man. I'm excited for Devin White. I wish I would have got my hands on him. You got a good one, Nate.
Traded Jared Goff for him, 2nd round pick. Just trade him straight
Devin
up for a 2nd round.
Let's talk about Tampa Bay, like their defense, bro. Like they must have the worst secondary in the history of football, because if you look at that defense, they got Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett, Carl Nassib, pass rushing. They got Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea in the middle, just stuffing the run. They got the white kid and what's the other? Levante David.
They got the
good
white
linebackers. I'm just like, their defense is dope up front. You know, I don't even know how they're getting gashed so hard. Yeah, their front 7 is nasty. Especially with, I mean, Shaq Barrett forced that fumble that your boy returned, a strip sack. He's still killing it, man. He had 2 sacks last week.
That nasty little defense.
Not to go off topic, but I saw on today a little blip that said Bruce Arians is going to give Jameis Winston the month of December to see if he's going to be a future person with the Buccaneers. They get a good quarterback in there. Hell, the Buccaneers could be a surprise team next year. Let's go with Casey's team, who did get the win, 244.8. Potentially someone I might have to see in the toilet bowl. I will remember this. Let's go with Casey. Who is his pay dirt?
Dude, his pay dirt. This is a guy I've been shitting on all year. He's still shit, but he had 21.8. Peyton Barber, 17 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns. We're back to the land where Casey can ask for multiple first round for the guy now.
We're past the trade window at easy. Past the trade window.
Oh, this will carry over.
Ronald Jones got benched because of a pass protection issue.
Did he?
Yeah, stupid.
Dude, Bruce
on the
Arians
first
don't give a
drive.
fuck. He cut a guy from the roster just a couple weeks ago because he wasn't hustling. Like, I love Bruce Arians. I love him. All right, give me Casey's Joe Dirt.
Carlos Hyde, 5.2 in this game. And he got outscored by Duke in a game where the script was in his favor. Not a very good game from Carlos Hyde in this one.
Good win, Casey. Doesn't really matter for both of us. Fucking no implications, which sucks. But whatever. Well, we may see each other again. Let's move on to our next go around. We got Seward getting a win over Jerome. DZ, take me away for 2 seconds. I'm going to step away for 5 seconds. Take me away on some Joe Dirts and Pay Dirts. Pete, help him direct.
I got him. All right, Pete, we're going to get into this game. I'm going to go, Seward talking hella shit to me. I don't understand why he's targeting me. But anyways, he got the win in this one, 217 points. I went with for his pay dirt this week, Pete. I went a guy who had a similar stat line to Cam Jordan, Carlos Dunlap, 33.3 in this game. It's a great score anytime you get that from a DN. He had 6 quarterback hits in this game. God, just burying Darnold all game.
That's pretty good.
And, dude, let's talk about this one right here, Pete. His Joe Dirt is kind of concerning. It's a good player. Been really good all year long. Aaron Jones, only 9.3 points in this game. A good matchup against the Giants, I feel. 11 carries, 18 yards, 4 catches, 13 yards. Back-to-back duds. Give me your thoughts on Aaron Jones and what can we expect from him in the playoffs?
He's the ultimate boomer bust, right? I mean, that's the way I look at him. I mean, he's scary, man. He could give you 30 or 40, but he can also give you that 6-7 point week. And lately he's been more bust than anything. So, I mean.
No, you hit it on the nail right there. 3 of the last 4 weeks in single digits. I mean, when we talk about superstar running backs, you just can't have that. You better not get that in the playoffs. He's got a nice matchup this week against the Redskins. But after that, it's the Bears and Vikings.
Let me touch
Seward can get out.
You said I don't know why Seward's targeting me. I could tell you why I think, if you want to know.
Oh, let's hear. Let's hear.
I think he's targeting you because you got the 1 seed and you beat him out. And I feel like
a lot of people tiebreaker. He didn't like the tiebreaker.
Yeah, he didn't like the tiebreaker.
Hey, I'll switch sides of the bracket with him right now. You want to do it?
And he was anticipating you getting an easy win because remember he thought you were going to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, but what people don't understand is you have a dope all play record. It really doesn't matter how easy your schedule is. I mean, your team's dope, and you should. If not me, then you should be the 1 seed because you had the second best all play record. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know why you're getting so much.
Seward's just a hater, and he knows what week's coming up right now. It's week 14.
Seward's got anxiety, bro. He's no show, no call, no show to work.
Hey, real talk. I need to know. I mean, Seward's my boy. I love this guy. He's gonna watch this video. Does he bounce if he gets eliminated in the first round? Like
he better not.
How we gonna keep him?
No, he better not. He better have more character than that.
Hey, you guys, he was real close last year after that first round exit. I don't know, man. He might be on suicide watch if he gets bounced. If he gets bounced this year in the first round, that's tough, man. I mean, having C-Mac, and you gotta win. He's got to win the first round.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not. I mean, Seward's a homie, and I don't want to put our personal things. I don't know if it's personal to put on blast, but I tell you what. Every time I see him at work for the past week and a half, he's just like, bro, week 14's coming. Week 14's coming. I swear. Like, he just calls me like, oh, man, it's coming. You can tell it's stressing him out. He just knows that's the monkey, and it's here, week 14.
Yeah.
Let me just finish up Jerome's team, and we'll move on to the next game. We'll move on to the next game here. Jerome, for his paid dirt, I got Fitzmagic, guys, 32.8 in this one. And it turns out, dude, this guy, he's really not that – he's not really dog shit. He's not that bad of a QB, especially fantasy-wise. Every year he seems to pop up and do something good. This is his second 30-point game of the year. And in the last 2 weeks, he's had 55.4. If Jerome's trying to win, he might want to get or trying to lose, he might want to get Fitzmagic out of the lineup. And then let's move on over. You guys touched on the trade earlier. This ain't going to help Jerome's case at all. I got as Joe Dirt. I got Marquise Brown, 1.1 in this game, 1 catch, 1 yard. Field conditions were bad in this one. The jury is still out on this guy. I feel like the way I feel about Marquise Brown is he has a super high ceiling, especially if Lamar can continue to grow as a passer. But, man, this could really blow up and make that trade like you guys talked about. It could make it look real ugly if this guy just falls flat on his face, can't stay healthy, he's out of the league in like a couple years.
I like Hollywood a lot. Hurt to give him up, but I will say the healthy thing is going to be a concern until he proves otherwise. Probably going to take a couple years, having the Liz Frank and the heel issues and, getting hurt this year, being out.
If you give me a ceiling, like what player do you guys think he could be?
He's better than Calvin Ridley. I don't know if that means much. I was talking the other day.
For some reason, I'm thinking like Deshaun Jackson is like his ceiling. Deshaun Jackson at his best,
Who is
Isn't
Deshaun's
he like
best
a one-trick
quarterback?
pony, like a speedster guy? I don't watch a lot of Brown, but
I think Hollywood's got more. I think he's more than a one-trick pony. I don't think he's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's a stronger, more compact player, but he's not going to reach that ceiling. But when you're talking about a player that could change the game by getting over the top of defenses, could go laterally and catch maybe some drag passes and take them, get some rack out of the deal. I think he could be that good of a player, but like Nate touched on, his injuries are a huge concern.
With Lamar, it just changes everything. You put Hollywood on another team, I think we can sell the fact that he's trash. We can say the word trash and pretend to just find some stats to back up that and live on it until he proves otherwise. But Lamar changes everything. So I do think he's a top 30 guy, top 25 guy. Do we run through both Jerome and Seward?
Yeah, we're done. We're moving on to Robbie and Rupp.
Robbie and Rupp. Let's keep it going. Rupp having a good week, having a real win. Had a potential points of 340.7, but his efficiency rating was only a 79.8. So that means he put up 271. Still good. Great score. Went up against Robbie, who put up 221.8. Let's start out on Robbie, who this was another implication, right? I was looking at these earlier. But let's start with Robbie's team. Give me Robbie's Joe Dirt, who did not show up for him.
You know, I got Tyler Lockett, 0 points in this one. And me and Pete were talking about him a little bit. 10.9 combined the last 3 weeks. One of those was the game he hurt his leg. We obviously both think he's hurt. But now I'm wondering, are the Seahawks running him out there to be a decoy? I mean, only 9 targets in those 3 games. You've seen the Lions do this with Calvin several years ago, where he'd keep playing through injury, and he was basically just out there to fucking open up the defense for everyone else. I don't know if that's exactly what the Seahawks are doing here, but I mean, like, come on, 9 targets in 3 games, that's pathetic.
Give me his pay dirt.
Man, dude, I gotta take the L on this one. I've been dogging this guy for a while. Never a very sexy redraft guy for me. But Derrick Henry is absolutely balling out, especially for a guy who doesn't catch balls. I mean, we just talked about Nick Chubb. This guy don't catch balls, and he's in kind of a shitty offense. 28.8 in this one, 26 carries, 149 yards, a touchdown. And, guys, believe it or not, he is, as of right now, the number 3 running back in all the land.
No, I like Derrick Henry a lot.
He's got 13
I've been trying
touchdowns.
to get him off Robbie forever.
Didn't realize
He
he
just
had
won't play.
13 touchdowns. If we remember last year, I've got it pulled up right here. But weeks 14, 15, 16, Derrick Henry went bonkers. Had a 51.2 point week back in week 14 of last year. He's put up over 27 the past four weeks. He's put up over 27 points, his high being 37. Derrick Henry, we talked about putting a guy on your back and carrying, getting your squad done. Pete, I'll tell you, you probably want to see Derrick Henry have a quiet game this week.
Derrick Henry scares me more than anybody on Robbie's team. He's got Oakland. It's like, jeez. He should feast.
All right, let's take a look at Rupp's team.
He's got a Q.
He's got a Q, does he?
Oh, I'd love it if he missed.
He's missed practice with a hamstring.
Oh, don't play, dude. Don't play. That'd be dope.
Missed Wednesday's practice with a hamstring injury. That'd be huge.
That would be huge.
Oh, that'd seal it up, in my opinion. I mean, barring any crazy defensive thing.
Okay, let's look at we did both Robbies, right?
We're on Rupp.
Rupp. Let's move to Rupp. Rupp did get the win, 271.8. Finally, we can't talk shit about a 270 score, that's for sure. Who got it done for Rupp? Give me his pay dirt. And I know where you're going, and I really can't believe this guy's.
Are you going here? Yeah, dude. I'm going Devontae Parker here.
I can't.
34.9, fellas. 7 catches, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one. Since week 4 of this season, he has put up double digits every single week since. He's the number 20 wide receiver in the league right now. Devontae Parker has finally arrived, fellas.
5 years later.
5 years in the making.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm looking. This is his 5th year. He's 26 years old. I mean, what does he have this year? 53 catches, 800. This is his best year. The stars
are aligning for Rupp. The stars are aligning.
That's what it feels like to me, bro. That's why Rupp scares me the most.
All right, let's move on. Who is his Joe Dirt?
Oh my god, this makes me so fucking happy to put this guy on the list. I fucking hate this guy, and I'll put him on the list every time I get a chance. Stephon Diggs, suck a dick. 9.4 this week. Dude, the Vikings actually kind of got some points in this game. He wasn't a part of it. 4 catches, 25 yards. He did have a bullshit 27-yard run. Dude, check this out, guys. This is even better, dude. Devontae Parker has 3.4 more points than Stephon Diggs this season.
I know you hate
I love
Diggs.
it. I love it. I
know
love
you
it.
hate
Love it.
Diggs.
I love it. I love it.
Give me Rupp's Joe Dirt.
I just gave you everything you want to
did
know
you?
about Rupp.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right, let's move on.
God, dang it. Lay off the fucking joints, bro.
I'm not even. Look at me.
IZ, my guy.
Good
Jeez.
win for Rupp there. Getting a win over Robbie's team. Robbie's team's been just as good. I'd say that these are the two relatively hottest teams, Robbie, Rupp. So a good win here for Rupp, flexing his muscles. We move on to our last game of the week. DZ threw over his notes, so I'm assuming that means DZ's on the board.
I forgot we had one left.
Oh no, you don't play that. Don't play. Hey, we don't play that shit. You know damn well you had one left.
Nobody cares about this game. Let's get into it, though.
Matt with a 155.9 win over DZ at 153.3. That's our number one seed, putting up a 150 right before playoff comes. What
Where's
the
that
fuck?
rank in terms of lowest matchups?
It's the worst ever, bro. It's the worst ever.
He's lying,
No,
but I'm
it's
pulling
not.
it up. I'm pulling it up. DZ, what happened? Give me your Joe Dirts. Did you have a pay dirt? What happened?
Dude, how am I supposed to be the team that kills it like that? Anyways. Dude, my pay dirt's my kicker. 17 points. Good job, buddy. Bunch of 40-yard field goals. I did it on Thanksgiving. Appreciate it. Good game.
Appreciate it. Good game. That's what we're leaving it as. Where's 2019? Oh, it's the 12th. That is the 12th lowest combined score of all time in the EDL. That's the lowest combined score all year. Hey, you beat out. You don't take that away from me and Jerome, DZ. You and Matt.
Dude,
need to
just put
chill.
that-
That's mine and Jerome's title.
I'm gonna just put that in my trophy case, bro. I'm gonna have to get another one here soon.
My
My legacy case.
The lowest score, number 12 right here, 309 combined. The lowest ever is 282.9. So you're within range, within 25, 30, somewhere over there of the lowest ever.
If I could have just maybe benched Fournette, maybe I could have got this done for me and Matt.
DZ, tough week. Let's look at do you got any notes? Do you want me to just fling out some notes for Matt?
I got it in my head.
Go ahead.
What do you want me to do? Pater?
Matt, let's do Matt Pater.
All right. Josh Allen. 27.3 in this game. Number 5 quarterback in the league. Sorry, Jerome. Kyler Murray's out of the top 5. He's not coming back. Sorry about your luck, buddy. Dude, Josh Allen. Dude, hey, you know what? Matt's team is fucking trash, but this guy is really close to being able to put hotels on his quarterback spots. This guy's got Josh Allen, the number 5 quarterback in the league, and he's got Deshaun Watson, who is number 3 in the league. This guy's got quarterbacks for days. If we make this a 2-quarterback league, maybe Matt can make the playoffs.
Trade one, Matt. Trade one. You got 2 good quarterbacks. Trade one.
Can't wait to get into his Joe Dirt. Let me just get right into it. I'm going to interrupt you. Joe Dirt, have you guys ever seen a lower score by a guy that his team is named after? Can you name your team after a guy who puts up 0.6?
Oh, that's tough. That's bad.
I'm sure Matt's sitting around, and him and Casey and Tito are all sitting around smoking pot like they do on the 70s show in a little circle. And Matt's just like, bro, I got a cool fucking team name. It's going to be too much ballage. But guess what? When you make a team name, it has to be a player that actually fucking matters. Fucking Kalen Ballage doesn't matter. He sucks. He's only had 2 games over fucking double digits. He's trash. Change your team name, Matt. That is a fucking order for one of the commissioners of EDL.
Pete, I got a question for you just to poke fun at this whole thing.
What's up?
Ballage, Kalen Ballage, he has 74 carries this year. 74. How many rushing yards does he have?
Oh, my God.
74 carries. What does he got? Like $180? I don't even know, bro.
Well, you're giving him way too much credit.
135 rushing yards on 74 carries.
Damn.
That's
He's like a poor man's Sonny Michel. That's what he is on a shit offense.
That's averaging that's 74 carries, and he averages 1.8 yards per carry. Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's
Serious
tough
over
getting.
here talking.
I mean, to be that bad, it's hard.
All right,
to be
How is
bad.
that guy ahead of Kenyon Drake on the depth chart? I need to know. Who's the coach? What are they doing?
How is he ahead of Miles Gaskin? Fuck that. Fucking shit.
Oh, we're gonna need a new team name ASAP for next year. That's for damn sure. All right, well, I think we're
Go, my dear Watson. Perfect.
I don't
name.
think we
just thought of
got.
it.
I don't think we got DZ's Joe Dirt.
Did we get DG's Joe Dirt?
We did not. We did not.
He's trying to dodge it.
All right, who is it?
No.
I'll
No, I
pick it.
want to call this guy out. I'm going
All right.
on fucking Twitter.
Go ahead.
I got Chris Godwin, man. I mean, this is let's see here. I thought I had it stuck in my head. It's only his second under double-digit game of the year, but he had 37.4 last week against the Falcons. Blew up. Gets me all excited. And the Bucs absolutely went nuts in the first half of this game, and he got me 9 points, 4 catches, 50 yards. And I was just bragging all week about how much better he was than Mike Evans, and then he pulls his shit.
He has one bad week for you, and you're just gonna shit on him. What
'Cause
kind
I
of
want greatness.
franchise? What kind
'Cause
of
I want
franchise are you
greatness.
running?
Who caught the balls? Because I feel like Mike Evans had a dud too.
Oh, he probably did. He's still better than Mike Evans. It don't matter what he did this week.
Yeah, Matt, that's a good win, knocking off the number 1 seed. That was your Super Bowl right there. Good job, buddy. Getting a win.
Oh, high five, Matt.
All right, let's move on, fellas. Just to predict some playoffs. I mean, the most wonderful
How long
time
is-
of the year.
How long is the show going so far?
I don't remember the exact time. We've been talking for a minute.
Let's get it
It's all
going.
good. We're combining 2 weeks
We're
worth.
just over an
film.
hour. We're just over an hour. So we got a couple minutes to wrap this up. All right, let's start at the top. Let's start at your guys' side of the division. We're gonna go 1 seed versus the 8 seed. DZ, didn't you have a stat you told? I don't know if you have it prepared right now, but you told me we were talking last week or something that only one time, or the 1 seed has won the past however many Super Bowls.
No. The 1 seed has won 6 years in a row in the first round.
Oh, 6 years.
So
in a
since
row.
I said that, it's like talking about a no-hitter in the 6th inning, and I'm going to lose. I'm picking Birdman. Let's go.
All right, we got Birdman, DZ. Obviously, we got Carson and Russell, Seahawks. He's Seahawks heavy. It looks like he's got Penny in the lineup now. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything of who they should start, who they shouldn't start. I'm just going to comment as far as who's in the lineup. But we got the Seahawks facing the Rams. Seahawks could potentially get off there. That could be good for him. Trying to look at Galladay against the Vikings. Yikes. He put up 3.1 last time against the Vikings. Sutton against the Texans. Sutton's been quality all year. Pete, what do you think here? What do you think as far as the matchup goes? And then maybe can you give me a win % chance, if that makes sense? Like, if you have DZ at a 53% chance of winning, or a 99% chance of winning, or 5% chance of winning.
It's tough because Birdman just dropped 281 on my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like I can be like, oh yeah, he sucks.
Anything's possible.
Do what you want.
No,
YOLO.
I definitely would still rather be DZ. Let's be real. You know, I mean, he's got more talent. You know, the Dalvin Cook thing scares me a little bit. I could see Minnesota being like, oh, let's sit him out a week to get his shoulder right. He says he's going to play, but that sucks, right? You know, that injury kind of happening right now, right before the playoffs. And then Birdman's hot. The Seahawks are freaking on fire. And I'm curious, DZ, like, if I told you that my Rams were going to score 35 in that game, would you still want to Seahawks win? You know. Right? You know, because I mean, that means they got to score they got to score over 35, and that probably means Birdman's getting a ton of fantasy points. So that's tough.
You know, you're trying to trick me into rooting for your Rams. I'm not going to do that, okay? So I believe that the Seahawks can win, and I can still beat Birdman, and that's what I'm going with.
There you go. There you go.
Projections don't mean nothing, but you're only projected to be up to win by 5 points. That is with Evan Ingram having a 0 ball for you. It looks like Evan Ingram will play Monday night. That's going to be something developing for you. As it goes on, who knows what will happen there. You're only projected to be 5, so this has a chance to come down.
Projections are trash. What's the correlation? Somebody do a study. Edwards, get on that. Study the projections and the correlation to the actual points scored.
I got a 60. I'm going to give DZ the 64% right here, which I feel like is relatively high. Actually, I'm going to go 67. I like 67.
I'll take your 64 then.
Nice.
DZ?
I got Birdman. Ow!
There's some love, Birdman. You look at him trying to reverse psychology, everything. I'm gonna
Hell
start the
yeah.
same.
Come on, Birdman. I believe in you.
I'm moving on to Pete, you and Robbie. We're gonna go Robbie and Pete's matchup here. Right now, Pete, you're favored. I mean, projections, like we said, but you're supposed to put up 238.8. Robbie's supposed to put up 204. Let's talk. How where are we going in this matchup here? You got any matchups on your team that you've looked at that you love or hate, or something you're concerned about?
God damn.
I mean, I love my matchups. I mean, I'm a little concerned about Barkley going against the Eagles run D. They're usually pretty stout. They've kind of struggled on defense the last week anyways, but the weeks before that they've been playing really good. So I really don't know what Eagles team I'm going to see. You know, that's probably my biggest fear, but Chubb's got a dope matchup. I think Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay both have decent matchups. All my receivers have dope matchups. I feel like even Odell should eat a little bit against Cincinnati. In terms of the matchups on paper and everything, I love the way it looks for me. But I mean, I've seen it when you get your ass beat by Cole Beasley and shit. You know anything can happen. So it's like. You're just not even, you just don't know.
No respect for Cole Beasley, huh?
DZ.
Well, I know Birdman said he's been killing it, but obviously this is the first time he dropped 20 plus points all year.
Hey, Pete, if Jacob Hollister scores 3 touchdowns, are you okay with the Rams losing?
That's funny.
DZ, we have Lamar Jackson, who faced the 49ers last week. I think we can all agree 49ers probably have one of the best defenses in the league. 27.3 fantasy points in a relatively bad day. He only had 100 yards passing and had a fumble lost, and he still put up 27. Over or under Lamar Jackson 27 this week against the Bills. Also a good defense.
I think it's going to be an under. And I think this is a great matchup for Pete right here because you just don't want him to get one of those, drop one of those 40-point games, especially with Matt. You know, what is Matt Ryan going to do against the Panther D? I guess they got a good pass D. That's what my guru told me, Chris Jerome, thank you. But yeah, you just don't want that 40 spot. I think Pete would be happy with 27 or less in this game.
I told you I would honestly be happy with 30 or less. I know that sounds crazy. You never hope for a guy to get 30, but
Lamar Jackson's going to get his probably around the 25 to 30 range. If he goes over that against the Bills, he's just a god, which he pretty much is anyways. Robbie's going to need one more guy at least to put up some 30-point game or have a day. Robbie's going to need one more guy outside of Lamar to have a day to make this formidable. Pete, I'm going to pick you to get the win, but I am going to put you at less than DZ's. I'm only going to put you at like 55, 56% as far as my thought, as far as you winning.
Nate, before we get too far away, I just want to interrupt. Are you done with your point?
Sure.
Sorry.
Am I done talking? Yep, I'm done.
You were just long-winded there. Anyway, I wanted to say something about Lamar before we got too far away. Lamar's right on the heels of C-Mac, guys. only less than 3 points away for best player in the league right now. And you know, about a month ago, that was not going to be the case. We did not see this coming right here.
What's your thoughts on this matchup, DZ? Who you got, and by how much?
I mean, I got Pete, and I would honestly rather not face Pete. I mean, if God willing, if I can get past Birdman's fucking wrecking crew, this juggernaut of a team, I would rather not face Pete. But I mean, I'm just gonna have to go through Pete. This is what this league's all about. You have to go through Pete if you want to win titles. So Pete's gonna win this game. He owns Robbie. I don't see it changing this week, especially with that Derrick Henry having a hamstring issue. That's not good for a running back. It's Tyler Lockett's situation. Todd Gurley probably actually does all right. Tevin Coleman's been struggling a little bit. So I think Pete gets it done in this one.
Give me a random percent.
Oh, okay. 61.
61, I gave him a 56. Like you said, undefeated against Robbie. Pete, you're 4-4 over your past 8 weeks. So there's a case to be made that you may be the most beatable now than potentially you've ever been. But undefeated against Robbie. Yeah. I like your squad this week. I'm gonna give you the heads up win too. I'm assuming you're gonna pick yourself, or are you trying to go lone wolf? Are you trying to go lone wolf?
Shut up.
No, that's just me, man. The wolf coming for Robbie's bitch ass. Let's go. Next.
I like it. All right, let's look at our next matchups on the other side of the board. We're going to go to the 2 seed versus the 7 seed. We got Seward and Edwards. I'm looking up this shit real quick. What's
my
all-time?
God. Edwards
is projected to win.
Oh, my God. By 1.
I was going to bring that up earlier, but I knew we would talk about it.
Edwards is 10-7 all-time against Seward. Edwards has got the look, or the whatever. He's favored.
I'm going to go Seward, man. Fuck it. I'm going to call it. Since we got a moment of silence here for Seward's last 7 years in the league, I'm going to go Seward. He's finally going to get the monkey off his back. Sorry, Edwards, you're done.
What'd you think, Pete?
I think Seward, I love that he tried to make a trade for depth with me, but that shit obviously ain't working out. He needs some depth, man. I mean, I feel like Royce Freeman hasn't done shit the last few weeks. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, man. I wouldn't be starting Royce Freeman. They came out and said that right after I made that trade with Seward, they came out and said that they were going to give Lindsey more snaps. It wasn't going to be like a 1-2 tandem anymore, that Lindsey was going to get majority of the snaps. Damn. And they've stuck with it. So
Pete finessing again.
I don't think Seward's ever made it out of the first round, which is incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He gonna need 50 from C-Mac. The big wild card for Seward is what Aaron Jones has a mouth-watering matchup against Washington. They're like the 28th rush D. So, I mean, he needs Aaron Jones to ball out. If he can get that like 60, 70 points between C-Mac and Aaron Jones, Seward's usually tough to beat. So, I don't know.
Oh, man.
This is so tough.
I'm gonna go Seward here, but I'm only gonna give him a 52%.
50.1 for me.
50.1. Where are you at, Pete?
I'm going Edwards, bro.
Oh, you got to lone wolf it?
Oh, dude. It's just the matchups, bro. Like, I mean, I know Drew Brees is playing San Fran, but I mean, he's got Sony and James White against Kansas City. They're ranked one of the worst rush Ds in the league. He's got Le'Veon Bell against Miami. I mean, like, Bell's been shitty all year. Could easily pop this game. He's got Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp going Sunday night against the Seahawks. That could potentially be a shootout. He's got some nice matchups, man. D-Hop, Debo Samuel's been heating up. George Kittle. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with Edwards here.
That's a good call.
About 51%.
51.
It's going to be close.
I agree. I think this matchup's going to be one of the closer, or it could go either way. It'll be exciting to see. It'll be exciting to see if Seward gets out of the first round. I'm just going to say it. It'll be, is it another thing that's going to last another year, or is this the year he finally makes it happen? I got Seward. Dan's got Seward. Pete, you got Edwards. All of us right there at the 50% line. And our last and final matchup of the week of the playoffs, we got Tito against Rupp, who Rupp's been as hot as anybody. I just went off the project. Not that it matters, but we can take a look.
Tito's favored to win.
Is he?
That's
Yes,
crazy
sir.
to me.
Oh, that's the recap page.
These
But their
projections,
are booty, right? Because Darius Geis projected for like 5 or something.
No.
Did
No,
they change?
Dude, the projections are nearly spot on. Edwards, do a study for us. I know this. I've been watching these projections. They're normally exactly right every week. I got Tito in this one.
Oh, man. All right, Mahomes got the Patriots. That's scary.
The Patriots are overrated.
Who's DJ Chark got? The Chargers? He's probably going to go crazy.
Carson Wentz Monday against the Giants at home. That could be scary. It could come down to that, right? The Monday night game. Like, if Wentz drops 30, he wins type deal.
Well, here's the twist in the story. Tito's got Alshon Jeffrey
Ah,
and Jordan Howard.
is Howard playing?
I don't know.
He hasn't played the last few weeks. Oh, he hasn't played the last 5 weeks, so I don't know.
If anyone's going to start him, it would be Tito.
That's true.
Oh, man. He's got to listen. It's questionable right now, but he has missed some time. I don't see anything as far as the practice reports go on Jordan Howard. But I'm gonna go Rupp here. I'm gonna lean more on the not quite 55, maybe 54, 53 area. I think Rupp gets this one done. I don't know if it's pretty. I don't know if this is a pretty game for either of these two. Not buying into Geis. I know Josh Jacobs is hurt a little bit. I don't know if that plays a part. McCoy hasn't really done much in a while. I'm still gonna go Rupp, but I feel like if there's one matchup that where like both teams could turn up below 200, this might be it.
Yeah, that Josh Jacobs thing is a little scary, right? The fractured shoulder. I didn't really take that into consideration when I was talking about Rupp's team. I kind of forgot he was hurt. That's a big deal right there. I'm going to go Rupp, though. 60%.
DZ, what you got? Oh, DZ already said Tito. DZ.
Ow!
Oh, man,
Don't let me down,
playoffs.
Sco.
Playoffs, guys. It's finally here. It happens fast. Every year. It goes by so fast. We wait forever for the season to start. Doubleheader week, mashing through the bye weeks, and then fucking playoffs. Before you know it, we're going to have the 8th champion of the EDL. Just a couple weeks, guys. Anything you guys want to add?
It's crazy.
DZ, you got anything?
I'm going to add that this show is really long.
Good luck to everybody. Actually, it's not that bad compared to everything. Good luck to everybody this week. EDL playoffs. This is Pete. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Glad to have
I had
you
a
on.
good time, man. Kicking it with my boys, Don't get to talk to you guys too much anymore. So it was cool.
Yeah, good luck to everyone in the playoffs. This is the EDL, the realest fantasy dynasty site ever show in the world.
For Seward right there.
That looked like a finger somewhere. All right, see y'all next week.